Definitely plastic.
Cosmetics, fragrances, perfumes.
Very obvious answer is paint.
I have to go with printing inks then.
From our perspective, shampoo.
Most importantly, gin.
Your daily soap.
I'm going to have to refer back down to the Derby Dog.
So my name's Sam. I'm the Dangerous Goods trainer for Hibiscus PLC. I've been in the dangerous goods industry for over 20 years now. Previously, I've worked for chemical manufacturing companies and logistics companies. Primarily started my career at DHL, working with airlines and dangerous goods packages and such that are shipped all over the world. So,
James Astley, I'm the sales director at PH Europe. So we operate a rental fleet of RBCs, stainless steel. Majority is that is going into the sort of fragrance, chemicals, manufacturing processes. And what we got into was actually my background in packaging.
My name is Ben Delaney. I'm the head of membership at the British Coatings Federation, the BCF. And I got into this industry having worked for a number of different trade associations. And when this job came up, I thought I've got to go for it. And I did. Only 4 months ago. So I'm relatively new to the industry.
My name's Chris. We've been in administrative roles for the past 10 years. I found a role asking for a membership administrator, and that's how I ended up in the industry. I've only been in it for 11 months or so.
My name's Claire. I work for Stork Group as the business unit manager for our life sciences division. I started out studying chemistry at university, so I took a very academic route myself. When I left uni, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, to be honest. I knew that I didn't want to go into a lab setting. I knocked about in retail for a while, picking up some kind of softer skills, and then I got my job in sales at Stork Group.
So my name's Matthew Howie. I'm the internal sales manager at King Robinson. I got into the industry. It was a happy accident, really, word of mouth. And here we are.
My name is David Makungu. I'm currently working for Cowdick as a client development manager. I've been working in the industry for almost a decade now. I was quite lucky, actually. I stumbled upon it. I've predominantly worked in sales prior to this, but I do have a chemistry background in terms of my education. So it was finally nice to combine business with chemistry, and that's how I managed to get into the industry.
So my role as a senior project engineer at JBA, I got into the industry kind of by fluke, to be honest, a lot of years ago. And I started working for an engineering company, and I'm a self-taught engineer, and just worked my way up through promotions and projects.
No, I took a role working as a basic dangerous goods operator. I got quite interested in the subject, and it kind of cascaded from there, really. I just wanted more and more knowledge and kept going and going and going.
I've always enjoyed dealing with people, understanding supply chains, applications, and really where we can make a difference in terms of what we supply.
Absolutely not at all. No, I discovered it quite by accident. It wasn't a career plan of mine. But what you discover when you look at the coatings industry is that there are so many different job roles. There are business development, there are sales, there's marketing, there's lots of job roles within the chemicals industry. So fortunately, there's one for me.
I fell into the role, but it just sort of happened.
I didn't. When I was studying at uni, I wasn't very aware of the more commercial side of science and what different roles that I could do with my degree. So I pictured the science industry more from a technical perspective, and I expected that that's the only options that I had. I hadn't really explored this.
I've always been a people person. I've always liked speaking to people. Did I expect to land in sales? No, I didn't. But do I think it's suitable? Yeah.
My educational background is predominantly biochemistry, as well as business and finance, But I always wanted to work in a role, ultimately that combined both business and science. It took me quite some time to find the balance, but hey presto, I think I finally got here.
There wasn't really any expectation, to be honest. I hadn't had much exposure to the engineering industry, so it was a big learning curve for myself, coming from a different industry. But there's so many opportunities in engineering moving forward. I think it's a great industry to get into.
I think one of the biggest things is competence and confidence. So the two together is having the confidence to be able to give advice, give the information out to people as they need.
Just dealing with people, really, and understanding where the challenges are, trying to overcome those challenges, and where we fit in the supply chain.
Sales and communications are really, really important in pretty much every business.
People skills is the most important thing for me outside of anything else. I'm talking to people every day. I'm dealing with our members every day. So, it's good to have a good rapport.
For me, my job is all about people, and so it's very much about communication skills and relationship building.
I think problem solving is ultimately one of the most important things, but in addition, just general speaking ability and being able to be personable and kind of build and develop relationships.
My role requires quite a technical sell, so whilst it's vital to have that technical acumen, but you can't overlook the fact that you have to be personable. You have to be somebody who's convincing, easy to befriend, because people buy from people first and foremost. So you might have the best chemistry in the world, but if you're not likable and if you're not convincing, then you can't convert business.
People skills is what I'd say. It's not always the right people that you need speaking to. I would say it's just having a general approachable attitude and having those people skills, and business will come your way naturally, I think.
The collaboration of everybody, so people from all different companies, from all different professional bodies get together, and if you've got questions you can ask anybody and they will help you. So I think the community itself is very good.
The safety aspect as well, how goods are manufactured, how they're made, and the responsibility that lies within the supply chain that people don't realise what goes into, for example, the fragrance and the cosmetics manufacturing side of it. But yeah, there's a lot of responsibility within the supply chain.
One of the biggest contributions is paint, which is the obvious answer, but what paint does is preserve products. And if you think of a car, a bridge, a house, any sort of building, that is preserved by the application of paint. So what would the life be like without? The long run, it actually adds value and saves money.
It's hard to follow that. It's surprising everything is coated. The world would be dull and much less sustainable without them.
I think the industry often gets a bad rep from a sustainability, climate change perspective. There's actually so much work going on to resolve these issues, to find solutions, to find different ways forward, and actually that is definitely not going to happen without the chemical industry. So I think it needs a bit more support, a bit more love in that area.
There's a misconception about chemicals that they're nasty, hazardous, when in reality they're not. Every product in some way will have a chemical influence, and I think that the fact that it's so relatable to day-to-day life, whatever it is that you're using in the morning to get a shower, what food you're eating, they've all got chemicals involved in the supply chain. So.
Going greener, promoting sustainability. Obviously, listen, when people think about chemicals, the first thing that comes to mind is polluting the nation, polluting the land. But obviously, listen, believe it or not, chemistry and chemicals is becoming a lot more innovative, and thinking about a greener world with sustainability at the heart of everything we're doing. So moving from contaminating the world traditionally, which is what most people fear, to actually cleaning up the world in providing sustainable, cleaner and greener chemicals for use in everyday applications.
I think the development of emerging technology, renewable energy, I think there's still a lot of speculation around some of those technologies, hydrogen in particular, but it's the future of energy generation.